So there we go, there's the old red cat kites around the horse again. This is one flying about there. When you consider how they were going to be wiped off the face of the, well, maybe not Earth, but in most countries they're either very rare or, oh, there's just one just come off there. So now they seem to be the main bird around here from being threatened with extinction. That's not a bad transition, is it? A pair of them just hovering about up there. This dog just goes everywhere. I've learned my lesson and I'm in wellies now, like one of these locals. They'll go around in Wellington boots up here. I thought, no, it can't be. So I walk just in my normal boots like in Poland. After all, I walk all over ice and sometimes a bit of mud on the streets in Warsaw. Nothing to here in rural England. It gets very muddy. Nice cottages. So they've moved right up there from where they were. There's 3 of them, look, and they're coming all the way down there now. You hear that? Quite a heavy wind. And the little birds aren't affected by them, of course. A little pied wagtail just into the hedge there. Edge is an edge. Know what people get so wound up about. And there's the old open fields at the end of the village going off into the distance. Okay, I won't use too much of this. What this is the Oxford Tube. That's going to Oxford right now. They go every 15 minutes. It's just come off the motorway on the left hand side. How it gets back on, I'm not entirely sure, because obviously it's going to have to turn around somehow. This person's been parked up there, and what she's done, I think, is she's waiting for this guy. She's probably been waiting for him to come off. She's now obviously in the way a bit, because somebody else has parked up behind it just in order to collect another passenger off who's come off. Obviously they coordinate their actions by mobile phone so that they don't have to sit there for a long time, but there's a bit much that person was doing it while it's parked up in there for the whole time in that bus lane. Now the Oxford Tube bus was like to go on, and this thing's obviously getting in the way a little bit. She's now decided to leave it so that the bus can go around her. So it goes to from London to Oxford every 15 minutes during the day, every 30 in the evenings after 8 o'clock, right up to about 2 o'clock at night. So it'll have to somehow it'll have to turn around, won't it, or not? No, it still can go on to Oxford over from that side. That's quite clever. So it comes off back there at a distance. So here it's got space for its bus stop, and there it just gets straight back onto the motorway, no problems at all. Doesn't have to turn around or anything. And I suppose it's going to be the same there, isn't it, with the way that they've staggered the junctions at that point, so that you can get a bus stop to London. Going back to London, it's got several stops in Oxford when you get to Oxford, and several stops in London. I'm not sure how many stops it does on the way in places like here. This is called obviously the Luckner stop, so. But how many it does, I'm going to be later on going to Oxford, I hope, if I manage it. I'm doing so much stuff with this hound that it's a little bit keeping me to this local region. But one of the intentions, and also I've got a lot of work to do, But one of the intentions of mine out of this holiday is just to go to Oxford, show you a little bit of that because I haven't done it yet. I think I mentioned that on the plane. So yeah, in order to keep some space for that, I won't talk too long at the moment.